We're back with album review. So this week we're doing one that Lyd suggested. What are we doing?
ASTROWORLD.
First Travis Scott album we're looking at.
Hell yeah.
So do you guys have any background you want to give on Travis Scott?
Sicko mode.
That is the background.
That is some background.
That is the background.
That's the whole background. You probably
really
know
have
more
any
than me.
background. I mean,
It's from Texas, right?
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah. This is like his
This is
third studio album.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Um,
I've actually reviewed all of them on an old podcast.
Yeah,
when
back
I used
in
to
the
do
day.
Artist of the Week on the podcast. He was one of the ones I did. So I've already
Bless
reviewed
you.
this album
Sorry.
before, and I think I said I really liked this one. I do remember really enjoying the first time, but I don't really have any a lot of context for them in
Yeah, I don't
in
have a
the
lot.
artist himself.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the album as a concept, I know it's based on a Six Flags that was in Houston that was called ASTROWORLD, and I think
yes.
it was shut down like when he was still a kid, and that's like actually where the ASTROWORLD Festival was held, like at the same location of where the theme park used to be.
That's cool.
So it's like
Wasn't that in the documentary you made me watch?
yeah.
Oh, it was a good
Yeah,
documentary.
there's a Netflix documentary. I think it's called like Look
you
Mom,
want
I
more-
Can Fly or
Yep.
something. And it's actually really interesting. You see the behind the scenes of like how his brain works. It's just fun to watch. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Recommend.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I also know that he produced a lot of songs off of Yeezus,
Yes.
which is one of Kanye's albums.
Yeah, I guess Kanye actually helped him a lot early on because he was doing a lot of producing for him, and I don't really know.
The thing is, he did production on Yeezus. It was actually one of my least favorite albums from
Yeah.
Kanye. It's like one of the least favorite ones. But like Travis's solo stuff is not terrible. Like I like Rodeo, and I like this album as well. But we should get into the
Let's hop
some of the
into it.
tracks.
What's the first track?
Stargazing.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. This is one of those tracks that the beat flip is like halfway through. It just changes to a completely different sound.
I think it kind of sets the mood for the album.
Oh,
like, right
definitely.
away.
Yeah, the whole album sounds very like atmospheric. Like you sound like you're in space.
Like psychedelic
Yeah.
rap is like what I've heard it commonly described as.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we just did a psychedelic-esque album on our last episode.
True.
So, I see a theme growing here.
Mm-hmm. my vibe.
Next is Carousel with Frank Ocean on it. I like this one too.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good track.
Yeah, I'd say it's a
I
nice
haven't heard a
track.
lot of Frank Ocean.
I haven't
at all.
either.
Like I've never really heard that many songs. Like this is one of the very few songs I've ever heard. With
I actually
Frank
forgot
Ocean.
he was on that track
He's pretty
until you
good.
said it.
It's
But
just-
I
yeah.
do like
Yeah.
Frank Ocean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
his
don't know a
music
lot.
is like, it's definitely like you have to have a taste for it, but I see why a lot of people are like hardcore fans of his.
Mm-hmm. Then the next one's the big one.
Hell yeah.
The meme song. His biggest track,
Outro.
Sicko Mode.
Sicko mode.
Which one is this?
Sicko Mode.
Which
is
one
where he
again?
goes
I
sicko
don't know if
mode.
I heard this one before.
You might not have heard it before.
I'm more of a I like Mobamba.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Like, everyone's heard
wanted
that
that.
intro. Everyone knows the song. It's got Drake on it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
It's fire.
Yep.
I'd say it's still a banger.
I don't care how
Yeah,
memed it is.
it's-
It's great.
It's been
it's
memed
great.
to death, but
It's fantastic.
It's. I'm pretty sure. It's one of the only like 2-3 songs, like Travis Scott songs, that are on my like big playlist.
Yeah.
So like.
I know me and a lot of people, the first time we heard this song, were like, why the hell did they cut Drake off like when he first started rapping? He
Yeah.
rapped like 2 lines that sounded like it was going to be fire. And then that's when it just completely switched the beat and Travis Scott comes
And
in.
everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I know, I
I
still
was
get
like-
it.
and then there's
I think
a
it goes
double
great.
flip where it goes back to Drake and it changes again. Like,
Yeah,
a
bro.
lot of
The
impressive.
The flips in this album are crazy.
Yeah, especially on those first few tracks. Like, they're just really damn good. Then next is R.I.P. Screw with Sway Lee. This one's
like this
okay.
one.
I
I
like Sway
like this
Lee.
one a lot. It's like the first real slow song on the album.
Yeah.
The first few. But I think R.I.P. Screw, it's like a homage to DJ Screw. He's a Houston rapper that was big in the 90s. I don't know when he passed away, but like early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What a legend. Next track, Stop Trying to Be God. Featuring a lot of people. James Blake, Kid Cudi, Philip Bailey, and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
A very stacked, strong. A very stacked song, though.
I actually don't know what Stevie Wonder did. He must have been playing an instrument.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because there's another track like that later where it's mostly just instrumentals handled by an artist.
Yeah.
But I like this one. It's okay.
It's good. I don't have a lot to say about it.
Yeah,
It's good.
there's just a lot.
For having a lot of people, it's not a memorable song, or at least for me. On the
I
album.
kind of agree.
I like it,
Yeah.
but you would think for such a big feature, all those features, you'd think it would be a little more crazy.
Yeah, there's another song I kind of feel that way about, but we'll get to that coming up soon.
I feel like it's more of a mood that's memorable about it than the song itself. It's a slow burner, kind of.
Yeah. Next track's another one of the big ones, No Bystanders, with Juice WRLD and Sheck West.
Yeah.
Fire.
I mean, I'm not a big Sheck West fan, but I thought it was fun in this song.
I like this song.
This was a banger.
I like Juice WRLD. I'm a Juice WRLD fan.
Stuff.
So I like it.
I thought it was a fun track. It's a really good one. This is a party track off the album.
Definitely. The next one.
Skeletons with Pharrell Williams, Tame Impala, and The Weeknd.
This one is fun.
Another stacked song, but for me personally, it's just okay. It's another stacked song that doesn't really live up to all the features in it.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like on this album, features doesn't really mean a big hit. I mean, Drake. I stand corrected. Drake is fucking massive.
That did it. Yeah.
But I think if you put Drake on any fucking song, it's gonna be popular.
That's true. It's just how it is at this point.
Yeah.
But I like the production. I think the production credit went solely to Tame Impala,
which would make sense.
You can see it definitely.
I like Tame Impala too. It's just I don't know. This song's just kind of okay. Yeah. The next one with just The Weeknd though, Wake Up. I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's
fucking
one that I replay a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy this one. The Weeknd has a nice part. It's cool. Then 5% Tin, that's a good one.
It's got a sinister vibe to it,
villain
music.
I like it. Big fan of
It's
that.
a good one. And then NC-17 featuring 21 Savage.
21.
I like this song. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably one of my least favorite songs the first few times I heard it, but now I'm so familiar with the album, I don't really skip most of the songs on here.
I used to not be a big fan of 21. I've come around to him.
That's how I feel.
I've definitely come around to him a little bit more. Every time I hear something new with him, I'm
stuff from this era and newer is stuff I enjoy, but anything older than this, I'm not really a fan of.
I mean, we're seeing him soon.
That's true.
We are.
You gotta grow a little more.
His music quality, you can tell, from his last album that he just released to what he was getting famous from in 2016. It's very, very different.
He improving.
Yeah, he used to kind of just ride on that, rapping low, mumbling about shooting people type thing.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy that.
Yeah.
But once he started getting a little more diverse with his music,
I like his features. I like it when
he's another good feature artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a fantastic feature artist.
Yeah.
There's some rappers who just get in that category where a lot of their main albums aren't really that great, but when they go on to features and other people's albums, that's where they're really at their best.
Yeah.
There's quite a few rappers.
I'd say 21's probably the biggest one of that.
Yeah.
Next is Astro Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one.
I'm a fan.
This one's just a really cool track. A lot of these just I like the sound of them, just that psychedelic, dreamy sound. It's a really cool sound, and the next track is Yosemite, which has more features. This is another really big track.
Wait, that's how you pronounce that?
Yosemite. Yeah.
Yosemite. You say Yosemite?
Yosemite.
Like Yosemite National Park.
Yeah, featuring Gunna and Nav, which...
Oh, yeah. This is the song where everybody was memeing Nav because they were saying his microphone level was lower than everyone else's.
Oh, y'all talking about Yosemite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good song. I didn't even know, but she just pulled up the song credits. It had produced features from John Mayer and Thundercat as well.
Makes sense. The beat. This sounds very much like something that they would produce. Or at least Thundercat would produce.
That was the last song.
That was the last song. Actually, that was Astro Thunder. My bad.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes even more sense then.
Yeah.
But I like Yosemite or Yosemite, however you pronounce it.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't know.
But it's very good. And then next is Can't Say featuring Don Toliver.
It's probably like the second biggest hit off the album, I think.
This one is a pretty big song.
And this was the song that made Don Toliver famous, because even though there were no like feature credits, everyone was trying to figure out whose voice that was.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Travis Scott didn't make Don Toliver famous. That fucking capybara made Don Toliver.
Okay, I'll pull up.
That fucking capybara is the one who put him on the map, bro.
Shout out to that capybara.
Don Toliver's a great artist.
I like Don Toliver, but like I didn't know Don Toliver's name until I saw that fucking capybara. I'll be completely honest.
I was watching live in concert. It was all I was thinking about was the capybaras. I was like picturing them running around and shit.
Swimming in the fucking
No. That's great.
I love it. It's a good vibe. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, I like it too. And then there's Who What featuring Quavo and Takeoff. 2 out of 3 Migos.
Oh, Rip Legend.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Takeoff, off the bat. But this song's not bad. I enjoy it. It's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah, same. It's on the lower.
It's probably one of my least favorite tracks, and I don't know. I just don't think. I mean, Quavo and Takeoff are alright. They just don't really add much to it for me.
And just a little Easter egg from when I was watching that documentary. The song was originally going to be called "Who, What, When, Why."
Oh,
and
nice.
he just cut it down to "Who, What."
Yeah, he doesn't have long song titles.
Yeah. And
usually.
This, also, another note. This album is like the first album that I can remember where they did all caps for every song title. So it was like unique at the time, but now that's kind of something that a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's a little overdone now.
Like, you'd see it back in the day a little bit, like one song on an album, maybe
Right.
2. But nowadays, it's like, there's this, like this album where it's just entire all caps.
It's like it's a YouTube video title.
They're yelling at us.
Yeah, it does feel like a YouTube video title at times.
Not clickbait.
Not clickbait. And the next one is probably the second biggest hit, Butterfly Effect.
A good one.
Another song I've heard a lot of, and I really enjoy it. It's probably my favorite one.
This song came out like over a year before the album itself, so it was already very popular by the time the album dropped. But yeah, it's a very memorable Travis Scott track.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones I think of when I think of Travis Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And then next is Houston Fornication. This one's good.
This one's a sleeper for me. This is always one of my favorite songs on it.
Yeah, I feel like people don't talk about this one as much, and
Yeah.
I do like this one a lot.
Nothing too crazy about how it's put together. I just like the verses on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like his flow.
Then there's the closing track, Coffee Bean. I like that name.
I know. I'm a fan of that.
That one's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Doesn't really feel like an outro. Just feels like, okay, now that the album's gone by, the vibe's gonna come down.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a chiller beat.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, the second half of the album I do like more than the first. But the first still has some good bangers on it.
Not rocking with Sicko Mode?
Oh, I like Sicko Mode. I'm just saying, like, there's just a few tracks in the beginning I care less about. But there's still a lot of really good ones. Want to get final thoughts? You can go first, Lyd.
Okay. Well, I really like this. That's why I picked it. And I feel like it carried 2018. And
Oh, yeah, this was huge.
Definitely.
very memorable. A lot of
Definitely.
people. Everyone knows Sicko Mode.
Yeah.
And
This
the-
album was massive when it came out.
He
It
was robbed against
at
Cardi
the
B.
Grammys.
He
Robbed
was
at the
robbed.
Grammys.
Really,
Cardi
really
B's
was.
privacy
Absolutely.
invasion or whatever.
Yeah, invasion of
Like
privacy.
that wasn't horrible. I'm not gonna be an asshole, but
Probably her best
way
album.
better. He's way better. Like, I can't believe they just are rigged every year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into
Shout
it.
out to Killer Mike. Anyways, who wants to get
Fuck
their
him.
final
Hey,
thoughts
hold
next?
on. I like Killer Mike though. I like Run the
It's
Jewels.
not his fault.
I
He
don't
won
know
all
enough
them,
of his
but
music to
still,
have-
I'm
I think it's also
I'm not a big fan of Killer Mike. I'm a fan of Run the Jewels. That's what it is. So like but
Yeah.
he's half of Run the Jewels. So
Yeah, so you got to give credit where credit's due, and I really like Killer Mike.
Yeah.
But that's we'll talk about that when we talk about Utopia, because I feel like we're gonna hit that album another
I think
day.
people are hating on him too much, Killer Mike, because
Yeah, just because most people don't.
It's
know
not his
it.
fault. He got the Grammys. It's whoever votes for him.
You know,
So.
it was.
But still, that's kind of dumb. He got 3.
Oh, I need
He didn't need 3.
So,
Yep. That's his input.
Yeah. So, anyone else final thoughts?
I like this album. It's one of my favorite of his albums. This one and Rodeo are my top 2. I think I like ASTROWORLD just a little bit more though. I really enjoy this album.
Yeah, I didn't I had listened to some of Travis Scott's music before this album came out, but not much. After this album came out, I overplayed it a ton, and then I was like, okay, now I need to listen to all of his music.
Yeah.
And that's when I did that. And ever since then, I've been a really big Travis Scott fan. So
Yeah.
this album is very memorable and nostalgic for me, even though it wasn't that long ago. But
Yeah,
I just can remember the time. That
it is weird how it is very nostalgic. Yeah, it was only in fucking 2018.
It's only been 6 years since this album came out, give or take.
But no, I'm a very big fan.
Yeah, my final thoughts. This is my actual first time listening to a Travis Scott album in full. Again, I've heard a lot of songs on here before. I listened to the album, obviously Sicko Mode, but Butterfly Effect, 5% Tint. A lot of these songs I've heard before, and I enjoy them a lot. I do like this album a lot, and I'm surprised I've never listened to it until now.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of crazy.
Shout out
You've
to
never
Travis
listened to it in
Scoot.
full?
No, this
What
was...
the fuck?
No.
Yeah.
He was saving it for the podcast.
He was waiting for
Yeah,
this
I was
moment.
just waiting for this moment. But
Mhm.
I do plan on listening to all of Travis Scott stuff at some point, too, so... It's a really good introduction to it, and I'm glad I listened to it. It's not one of my favorite rap albums ever, but it's pretty damn good.
Agreed.
Alright, so... Want to give scores? You can go first.
8.5. Shout out to Travis Scoot.
Travis Scoot!
That's all I got.
I'll give it a Travie Patty out of 10. No, I'm just
The
kidding.
fuck is that?
Oh god.
The Travis Scott meal?
Yeah, no, but what does that mean?
No,
What's
it's
the
just a
rating
meme.
mean?
I'll give it a 7.5. I enjoy it quite a bit. Pretty damn good. Quite a few songs that are just okay to me and kind of forgettable, but a lot of bangers. A lot of great features. But, again, it's just got me excited to listen to more of his music, I'd say. Maybe it'll be an 8 one day, but as of right now, I think 7.5.
I'm gonna probably give it an 8.5 as well. I would go 9, but like you said, since there's 17 tracks, there's probably maybe 3 or 4 of them that I'll usually not want to listen to if they come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially, I don't know. NC-17 doesn't really do it for me that much. I don't know.
Fair
why.
enough.
But yeah, certain songs just hold it down a little bit. But I like it a lot, so 8.5.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I like it a lot, but there are quite a few songs on here I don't really. They're skips for me.
Yeah.
So
I understand. Alright, so, I'm changing it up a little bit. We're gonna go to classic rock, but it's gonna be an artist that I feel like we may have heard before, but you've heard this song on the radio. We're gonna do But Seriously Folks by, why have I just blanked out on his name? Joe Walsh.
Oh. Okay.
Which, you probably know the big hit off this album.
Yep.
What's
What
the
is it?
album cover? Is that the one where he's
But
underwater?
seriously, folks, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
It's the one with Life's
Okay.
Been Good.
I'm
The
ready
big
to listen
hit.
to this
The
album.
big hit.
Yeah.
It's a short album.
It's a short album, only I think 8 or 9
35
tracks.
minutes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
very short. But
I have one of his albums on vinyl. I don't have this one on vinyl.
I have this one.
I
and a
like Joe
different
Walsh.
one.
So
I
I'm
do
excited.
too. So I think this is gonna be a fun episode.